Alright, so hello scholars. Today we're going to look at Chapter 2, big idea or big concept number 7, solving equations by graphing. So our learning targets are, I'm learning to find x and y intercepts of functions, and I am learning to solve equations by examining graphs of the related functions. So a couple key points we need to talk about first. Intercepts. You should know this by now. Points where the graph touches or crosses an axis. Y-intercept, the y-coordinate of any point where the graph intersects the y-axis, and the x-intercept is the x-coordinate of any point where the graph intersects the x-axis. Because the y-axis is where x equals 0 and the x-axis is where y equals 0, the coordinates of any y-intercept are y0 and the coordinates of any x-intercept are x0. So taking a look at this first function, we want to find the x and y-intercepts just by looking at the graph. So first, let's take a look at this x-axis right here. It is that horizontal dark line. And when we take a look, we notice that this graph crosses at two distinct points. 1, 2. Those are our x-intercepts. And in this case, they represent 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, 0, and 1, 2, 3, 0. Then we have our y-intercepts. That is the vertical dark line. So looking on this y-axis, we do have another point that crosses the y-axis. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, -6. And those are how you identify intercepts from a graph. If we do one more example, we look for our x-intercepts, which is that x-axis, the horizontal line going across. We have 1, 2. The first one is at -2, 0. And the second one is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. Our y-intercept is where it crosses that dark vertical line. And if we see 1, 2, 3, 4, we have a y-intercept at 0, 4. Alright, so the solution of an equation is actually called the root of the equation. The root of an equation is related to the 0 of a function. So we have the root of the function and the 0 of the function. The 0 of the function, f, is the value of x for which f of x equals 0. So the 0 is this function is the same as the x-intercept of the graph. That's the big thing. The 0 of the function is the same as the x-intercept of the graph. So let's take a look at this example right here. We have a classic linear function, y equals mx plus b. So my slope is -2 and my y-intercept is 10. So using that knowledge, I have that point at 10 and then it's down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. And I just keep following the pattern until I hit that x-axis. And when I go ahead and draw the line, which I'm going to do real quick, I can see that my x-intercept is at 5. So the root is x equals 5, or the point 5, 0. So taking a look at this function, I have a slope of +4, a y-intercept of -6. So I go to -6, up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1. This is where I'm going to cross that x-axis. So let's go ahead and draw that straight line. So we have our straight line, and we notice that it crosses right here on that x-axis, and that looks like the point 3/2. So our root is x equals 3/2, or the point 3/2, comma 0. All right, and that's it for your notes on this one. If you have any questions, please let me know, and have a great day.